Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecasts, we are going to be going over what we can expect with this storm system that's getting ready to roll on through as we head into next week. This still is looking to bring some snow potential to both the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and as well as parts of the Midwest. But things have changed a lot with it, so we will let you guys know what those changes are and what to still expect as that storm rolls on through. We will also be going over what we can expect as we head into winter, and that's mainly with the potential for La Nina, as those water temperatures still are expected to cool down to La Nina, so we will be going over that too as well. So make sure to stay tuned till the end, so that way you guys know everything that you need to know in today's forecast, and make sure to also subscribe so you don't miss out on those, but also leave a like, and as well as click that notification bell so that way you are notified if I do go live for this, because I might end up going live for this winter storm, especially if it ends up getting a little bit worse. Like I said, make sure to especially subscribe and click that notification bell if you haven't already, and of course leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. You guys can leave anything down below as long as respectful, and I will get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first go ahead and talk about the overall tropics. And as you guys can see, we still have Tropical Storm Sara around, which is currently on the northern coast there of Honduras. And this isn't really looking to impact anybody, as the latest from the cone of uncertainty only shows us becoming a tropical storm. It will continue to bring some impacts as it makes its way towards the Yucatan Peninsula, but will die down to tropical depression. It doesn't show that it will last any longer as soon as it passes the Yucatan Peninsula, but it does, really show that this still could cause, some tropical storm impact once again. So we will need to keep an eye on it closely, as, this really does look to, potentially even bring, some flooding to these areas. So, if you do live across Honduras or the Yucatan Peninsula, make sure to be on high alert for both some high winds and flooding. Not really looking to see anything in the way of tornado, hurricane force winds, but we will still have that potential for some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as Sierra is still strengthening just a little bit. And then if we're wondering if it will strengthen, it's probably not going to strengthen, as the latest from the models only show this getting up there towards tropical storm strength. Some do want to show low in Category 1 hurricane, which are probably outliers, as most of them want to show it more of a low to mid-tropical storm. So, once again, not really seeing anything too concerning with this system, at least as of right now. Things may change a little bit as it works its way into the Gulf of Mexico, but as of right now, though, we're not really seeing any signs of, a Category 1, Category 2, or even a major hurricane at this point. But like I said, though, this probably isn't going to be that concerning anyway, so we probably won't even have to go live for it. But like I said, though, it's mainly going to be that flooding that's going to be that main concern, as northern Honduras is going to have that potential for 16 to 20 inches of rainfall. Like I said, because of how low those winds are expected to be, we probably won't be really even seeing any storm surge around here. But we will still keep an eye on it closely, as northern Honduras up there towards the Yucatan could still be seeing quite a bit of rainfall from the system. So, we will keep an eye on it closely, but once again, it's not really looking like it's going to be a huge concern, given the fact that we aren't looking at anything huge in the way of damaging winds. But like I said, though, we will still continue to keep an eye on it closely, as that flooding is going to be the most significant concern out of Sara as it does continue to roll on through. And then let's now go ahead and look at our most concerning storm as of right now. And this storm is likely to even bring some severe weather as we head into the 18th of November, at least around that time frame. And, this sure is, looking to be on the concerning side of things, as this is also going to bring that potential for severe weather, as the latest from the Storm Prediction Center is currently forecasting a slight risk for severe weather across parts there of central Texas, heading from Wichita Falls all the way back down there towards Fort Stockton. So it's not really looking like, any huge threat of severe weather just yet. This was, a day 4 a day ago, so that means, we could maybe see this upgrade to an enhanced risk, because whenever the Storm Prediction Center issues a risk for severe weather 4 days out, that usually means you have the potential for an enhanced risk. And so, like I said, this was, a day 4, about a day ago. So we are going to be watching for maybe a little bit of something to get issued in here. But like I said, though, it probably isn't really going to be that concerning, though, given the fact that the storm doesn't really look too intense. But we will still continue to keep an eye on it closely, as we can't roll out an enhanced risk as we head into Sunday this weekend, and nor can we roll out one as we head into Monday, as Monday is actually day 4, as the Storm Prediction Center is even more confident about areas just to the east and west of Dallas, likely to see, a little bit of a risk for severe weather as we head into Monday, but next week, which will be November 18th. So like I said, though, it's not really looking like it's going to be a super big day for severe weather, but like I said, whenever the Storm Prediction Center does issue a threat of severe weather 4 days out, which this one is, you usually have that potential for severe weather, if why not an upgrade to an enhanced risk. So that's the reason why we are going to watch this closely, as I would probably say there's about a 50-50 chance of a live stream during that time, because even if we don't upgrade to an enhanced risk, I still may go live for it, especially if things really start to get going. But as of right now, though, we're not really seeing any signs of any major severe weather. But like I said, we will, maybe try to go live for this if this storm continues to grow. And then let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect after that storm brings severe weather to Texas. And as you guys can see, by the time we get into the 20th of November, we are going to be watching another storm very closely, as this one is going to bring snowfall to southern Ontario, while it is going to continue to bring that rain, maybe a little bit of snow mixing into both the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region. So that is, quite a bit of a change compared to what we've seen the last few days, because the GFS model was pointing out much higher snowfall totals during the last few days, but this one does not really show that until it gets to Ohio now, okay? So Ohio still is going to be at risk for heavy snowfall as we head into November 21st. It's just that areas over here like Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, back into Missouri, those areas did have the potential for snowfall. But now that the latest run is now showing it only bringing snowfall to Ohio, that sure is a really big change, guys. You guys, in those areas who are snow lovers, I just really wish this system would really bring snowfall to you guys, but unfortunately this does not show it bringing snowfall that early. It shows it bringing snowfall later as it gets into Ohio now. So you guys in Ohio may have a little bit of, hazardous snowfall to worry about, but keep in mind though that it has been really warm in those areas lately, so we probably won't see a lot of that snowfall stick around, as a ton of it will probably melt on contact. But, once again, though, I just, really wish we could get some snowfall over here, but the latest, like I said, does not really show that, unfortunately, but we will let you guys know if anything changes again. And while that storm is ongoing, this is also going to bring some huge shots of cold air, as that, storm will continue to move across the east. So that storm, will, like I said, start out as rain, but then, like I said, it doesn't show snow till it gets to Ohio, and that's about the point when this cold air will reach, is by the time that storm gets into Ohio. So, like I said, even a little bit of a pretty big change with the temperatures too, as well, as, this doesn't really look exactly how it did before, but, this is just going to continue to bring surges and surges of cold air from Canada on down into the Ohio Valley as we head into November 23rd. So even if you don't see snowfall, you guys can still expect there to be very chilly conditions as below average temperatures for much of the east, and it even looks like Florida could even see some too as well, is definitely likely. And then after that, the storm will continue to bring a little bit of snowfall to parts of the Great Lakes region. It looks like parts there in Michigan might end up seeing a chance. But like I said, though, it really is looking to just be this area right here that really does look to see that highest chance for heavy snowfall by the time we get into November 23rd. But, this storm isn't really going to be as strong by the time it makes its way. It's just going to be some scattered light to moderate snowfall with isolated heavy pockets around. So, not really looking to see anything super, super concerning after it passes the Ohio Valley, but it will still continue to bring some risk for heavy snowfall, which definitely could be a concern in the higher elevations in New England. And then after that, we will need to be watching some more storm systems as we head into the end of November. So, there's still some questions on how these storms will be, because there might even be that potential for a winter storm by the time we head into the end of November. It's just that this is still really far out, so we can't really 100% prove this. But like I said, though, this is still something to really keep an eye on closely as we get into the end of November, and we will let you guys, know about what to expect with the storm system as we continue to head into the end of November. But keep in mind, though, that things can always change, so don't be surprised if this looks much different compared to how it is looking on the models as of right now. Let's now go ahead and look at the total snowfall. This is anywhere from now all the way to November 24th, and as you guys can see, we are expecting very heavy amounts of snowfall across western British Columbia, back into the Cascades, all the way back down there into the Sierra Nevadas. But it's really going to be this area that we're still continuing to focus on, as we could maybe be seeing some heavy snowfall in some of those areas. This does show, that potential for up there towards 6 inches in Ohio, guys, which is just crazy. Like I said, this is a huge change compared to what the models were showing a few days ago, as they first showed a lot of snowfall across the Twin Cities, and then they shift that to the east, showing snowfall more into the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes, and now they're showing it across more of the eastern Ohio Valley now, which once again is just a huge change compared to how this was a few days ago. But this is still, at least a little bit of an intense storm, as some areas could definitely pick up around that 6-inch mark, and same goes for New England, especially Maine right there, as that storm in Canada may bring a little bit of snowfall to those areas. But like I said, I think it's going to be this area that we'll be watching the closest, and like I said, we might even try to do a winter storm live stream on this, especially if this continues to stay how it is, as we will let you guys know about how this could play out as you guys are seeing your first snowfall of the season, which I think is increasing as the storm is still continuing to, like I said, look intense on the models. So make sure to subscribe so that we don't miss out on it. It's not a guarantee that I'll go live for it, 'cause like I said, things can still change a lot, but there is a chance, though, as like I said, those probabilities and odds are really increasing with seeing snowfall somewhere in the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. So that's why you should subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on it if I do go live. And then for the total rainfall, as you guys can see, lots of rain and snow are likely for the Cascades and as well as western British Columbia. And like I said, a lot of this is really just considered rain. Most of this is actually snow, but they're just saying that, about that much snow equals about this much rain, which, it certainly is quite a bit. And then over here towards the Ohio Valley, New England, even if we don't see snowfall, a lot of rain still appears likely, as some areas could maybe see around that 1 to 2 inch mark, especially around the Great Lakes into New England, but some down there in Indiana and parts there of the Midwest could certainly still be possible, so we will continue to keep an eye on it closely. And then our last thing that we're going to talk about in today's video is the La Nina, okay? Because we have not we haven't kept you guys updated on this for some time, so we are going to give you guys another update on what to expect as we head into the winter, and this is with La Nina, like I said. And as you guys can see, those water temperatures are still below that negative 0.5 degrees Celsius mark, which indicates about a half degree below average in the Eastern Pacific, which isn't much below average, but it's, at least enough to where we still could be to where, like I said, we still could be getting close to that La Nina. But, it's been growing a lot. I also forgot to point that out, too. It's also been, going up more than it has been going down, since November 1st, because back in October, we had this just staying steady around that 1 degree mark, which, would very well be considered a La Nina, but since it's going up again, that tells us that a La Nina is not confirmed just yet. It would have to, stay down there, around that 1 degree mark, which is right here, for about, at least, 2 months for it to really be considered a La Nina, like I said. So, it's a pretty big, uptick in water temperatures, like I said, compared to how this was, back at the beginning of November, and as well as, last month, which was October. So, we will continue to keep an eye on it, as there is still that chance, of those water temperatures definitely cooling down, like I said. And the Climate Prediction Center still continues to show that, as it says, by the time we head into winter, which will be December, January, and February, there is at least a 70% chance of a La Nina by the time we head into December, January, and February. So that is sure going to be a time frame to continue to watch for, as that storm is still looking to, bring that potential for La Nina. And I didn't meant to say storm, I meant to say that Eastern Pacific water temperature still could cool down to where we, like I said, could see that potential for La Nina. And this did get issued in October, by the way, so this is, about what we're still certain, because, like I said, though, still remains uncertain, but there's still that potential for La Nina, so that's why we are going to continue to keep an eye on it. And this is what a typical La Nina looks like, where we see cooler than normal temperatures across the north, with warmer than normal temperatures farther down to the south, but wet conditions are mainly across the northwest, Ohio Valley, and as well as down here towards maybe as far down south as the Tennessee River valleys. But it's really this entire area right here that sees drier than normal conditions, which is mainly the entirety of the southern United States. So, we will continue to watch it closely as we head into winter, like I said, as there's still that potential for a La Nina, like I said, so we will continue to watch it closely. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. If you guys are new here to the YouTube channel, or if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button. I really do appreciate you guys subscribing to my YouTube channel the last few days. But, if you would like to stay tuned for more updates, and if you guys would also like to stay tuned for a possible live stream on either severe weather down there in Texas, or a possible winter storm up there in the Ohio Valley, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on any future live streams that I do on this channel, so that way you guys can stay up to date. Also, don't forget to leave a like too as well. Those help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. You guys can leave anything down below, as long as it's respectful. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Ooh.